Mental health, what is it? Mental health could be anything from PTSD, anxiety, depression, ADHD, bipolar, borderline personality disorder. But sadly, only 5% of Americans suffer from a mental health issue. Why is that? 95% don't suffer at all, or that 95% of us don't understand it. Well, that's the key thing I have here is that 95% of Americans don't suffer from it, don't know about it, or too worried about it. As earlier presented today, mental health was a touchy subject by a lot of people. A lot of people I know deal with it, even myself deal with it. And throughout my years, I've realized it's actually not a bad thing to deal with. It's one of the very strongest things about me is my mental health. Everyone has it, everyone needs it. It's actually stronger than your physical and emotional health. Because, yeah, you can work out, be tired, but your brain is still wanting to keep going. You can be emotionally tired from a breakup or really bad loss in your family, but your brain is still mentally there. You're still there. And with mental health, I always wanted to say, mind over matter. It's the truth. Mind over matter. Without your mental health, there's really nothing left of you. It's human nature to do things with our brains over our hearts, but our mental health needs to be healthy. If it's not, we deal with bad things that some people have to go to the hospital for or other stuff, and it shouldn't be a touchy subject. Mental health should never be a touchy subject. We're teenagers, as my audience is, and we do suffer from it. I know personally I do. Stress from school, work, all that. And I know some people personally in my life that suffered from it. Even my own dad has suffered from mental health, and I like to talk about it, but that's for a different day. And it's so touchy. We don't talk about it, and honestly, we should. If you are mentally capable, talk about it. Talk to your peers, talk to your teachers. They're willing to listen to you. Yeah, it might be hard to sit back, listen to how someone thinks, because you might surprise you how they feel and how they think. Some of our greatest geniuses, Einstein, was one of the greatest thinkers, but nobody sat down and actually listened until he made the atom bomb, one of the worst weapons of the world. And sadly, with his mental health and everything else, he didn't really have a love life, barely. He didn't have anything else. And because nobody wanted to sit down with him and say, hey, what's going on? And this picture I have of the brain and flowers. A beautiful mental health, beautiful brain means good mental health. There's only really no way to achieve this. You can achieve mental health from your friends, family, coworkers, but no one has 100% perfect mental health. Nobody does. Everyone suffers from something. You might not know it, you might think you don't suffer, but a lot of us do. Like I said before, 5% of Americans suffer from at least any mental health issue, like I said, depression, anxiety, stuff like that. But 95 don't. Why is that? They just don't. Either they have never experienced something so traumatic that it left with a scar, or something so deep that they can't talk about it. There's a story I like to tell of a friend of mine. She was a good friend of mine in 2014. Good friend of mine, met her, and she suffered a lot with mental health, a lot. And I was always there to help her, but her mental state was so great in my opinion. I don't know, so a doctor wasn't too great, but she was so great in my opinion, she was the strongest person I knew. Because she sat down and talked about her mental health with her family and me, and now she's on the road to recovery, which is a good thing. I enjoy it. Because she decided that she was done. She was almost done, and her mental health crippled. But as time went on, she got better, because her mental health got better. And I honestly have one thing to leave you guys today is, your mental health is the strongest part about you. Once you lose it, there's nothing left of you. If you let someone break your mental health, well, I don't know what to say, but there's always someone willing to listen to you. It might not seem like it, but honestly, there's always somebody willing to listen. It could be your neighbor. Shoot, even the dog down the street might want to listen to you. Even me, sitting up here talking, I'll listen to you. Anybody's willing to listen, you just gotta ask. And I actually want to dedicate this whole talk to a couple of close friends of mine that made me realize it's a big, important subject that we need as a community, not as a community, but as a community, as a school, as a nation, to understand more. Like I said, 95% never suffered, but they don't understand. And I want to leave that today is, what can you do for your fellow friend, for your fellow classmate, for your fellow brother or sister, or your fellow anybody? Ask them how they're doing today, because you might be surprised what you get.